Hi friends, tonight I'm making caldo verde. It's a Portuguese soup with potatoes and kale, and I'm going to put chorizo in mine because that's all I can find. But if you can find a sausage, a Portuguese sausage, like I think it's called linguiça, that would be fine. That would be better. But well, chorizo is very good too, but it's not Portuguese anyway. And I have to process some leeks and bell peppers. I'm gonna freeze them for winter. So, and I'm gonna put, instead of onions in the soup, I'm gonna put some of my leeks in it. So that's what I have. So it should be good. Well, I'm sure it's gonna be good. Anyway, so I'll show you at the same time process these, how I freeze them. These are the leeks and bell peppers I took at our little farm here, and they have this is hard to achieve here. You can grow bell pepper like green ones, but to get them to become red or yellow or whatever, you need a greenhouse. Usually our summer are not long enough, and they don't have time to ripen like that, but they do have greenhouses for cucumbers, peppers, what else do they do in there? Cucumbers and tomatoes. So I was lucky to get beautiful ones, and I have 2 green ones and 3 red ones, and I have 4 baked leeks. So there we go. Okay, I forgot to say that those are mine. Those are Espelette peppers, and this is how I string them. Just on a cotton string, and with a needle I pierce to the stem, and I make a little knot at the end, and I can just hang them so they can dry for winter. And when they're really dry, I'll make a powder in my coffee grinder with them. So these we can ripen. Okay, now with the leeks. So I already took the green parts. The green parts I just washed them and freeze them for stock when I make my own stock in the winter. So with these one, got the roots out, and yeah, I'm gonna cut, but just not to the end, so they can stay attached like that, and crosswise again. So now I can really clean between the leaves and run the water. Well, I'll show you. Well, just give them a good rinse, because there's always a little bit of soil and sand between the leaves. Now I'll let them drip a little bit, and I'll cut them all up, and we'll have to dry them very carefully. So I just chop them up. Well, you get the picture. And I let them dry a little bit so they're not soaked with water and they don't stick together in the freezer. In a clean dish towel. Just let them dry a little bit, so like that. And I'll do the same thing. Well, I'll wash the peppers and cut them up in size, in those squares, and then I'm gonna put them on a cookie sheet with parchment paper for maybe an hour or two, and then bag them up. So I'll show you that in a moment. So here we go. These are the peppers. They've been maybe an hour and a half in the freezer, and they're pretty solid. I freeze them before like that so they don't stick together, but I don't even bother with the if it's well drained and well the water is all out and there's not a lot of water in the leeks. They don't stick together. I shouldn't say they shouldn't. I do it every year. I know they don't, but the peppers might. And if you want to take just a handful, it's pretty cool that you freeze them ahead of time, and it goes well on a well, maybe it would work fine with wax paper. I have parchment because it could stick to the pan too. And so I just pack them up, and I know I should write the date and everything, but I can pretty much tell what's inside. And every spring I clean up my freezer. Everything that has to be eaten gets eaten. Everything that's not good anymore gets composted. And so I know it's this fall that I put that here, and I pretty much know what it is, so I never do, because I always reuse my bags. I clean them up really well. I dry them, and then I use them over and over and over. Again, they last quite a long time. So just pack them up. Oh, don't want to miss any part. And almost close it. Come on, open up a bit. Okay. And take the air out. And we're ready to go. This is going in the freezer. Anytime I need some, I can just take a handful and use them in my cooking. They wouldn't be as good for raw, but for cooking they're fine. And you know that it was picked at the peak of season. It was local, which is important to me. Full of vitamin. Didn't travel thousands of miles or kilometers. Was raised right here, and it gave jobs to local people, almost neighbors. So anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I'll film the soup too and post that later. So take care, my friends. I'll talk to you later.